Are you ready to blow your audience away with a great experience? Well, listen up. You've come to the right place. Grab your notepad and sit back. The show is ready to begin.
Welcome to the Chris Rissy Podcast, where small business owners and entrepreneurs get firsthand tips and insight on creating ultimate personal experiences. Let's get this show on the road.
Hey, this is Chris Rissy, and thank you for tuning in to the Chris Rissy Podcast. And for those of you who are new to the podcast, which most of you probably are since we're still in the single-digit episodes here, I'm Chris Rissy. I'm a small business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have a passion for marketing. I own a marketing business, and I want to share the things that I have learned about being that business owner, about being that entrepreneur, some of the things about marketing my own business, marketing other people's businesses since I own a marketing business. And I've just gotten to this point in my life where I just feel like sharing. And not only my own stories, but the stories of my friends who are also entrepreneurs and small business owners, as well as those influencers out there who definitely know their trade and have something of value to share with you. All right, so hey, last episode 7, I had Adam G. Fleming on, who is the author of The Art of Motivational Listening, and just happened to have his book here, nicely autographed. And you know what? Maybe here soon I will I give away one of these books. We'll see. But anyways, hey, it's time for episode 8. That's where you're tuning in. So what do I got in store? Well, this episode is about disruptive marketing. And it's definitely an art. As much as motivational listening is an art, so is disruptive marketing. I mean, the term disruptive marketing seems pretty straightforward. It's marketing that disrupts. It gets attention. It makes people stop in their tracks to see what's going on, what your business is up to, and what you have to offer. And as simple as it is to say that, though, when you put it into practice, it can be a lot more challenging than just explaining it. So with this story, I'm going to kind of share how I went about coming up with a disruptive marketing strategy at a trade show. So, all right, well, I'm going to get into this now. And if you want the show notes, just head over to chrisrissy.com/EP8. And all right, let's get this going. All right, I'm going to tell you a little story that had a big impact on a business client of mine, and it's a good story. It's a good story, and it's actually a lot of fun, and an idea, a technique that I want you to steal and use for yourself the next time you're at a trade show or you have a booth at an event. It definitely gets you a lot of attention. It's very disruptive, so don't get in trouble. That's why I'm calling it the art of disruption in marketing. So anyways, okay, here's the story. This past weekend, I was at a trade show with a client. My client had asked me because he's a client of my marketing company, but he's also kind of a client of my consulting business as well. And he's just launching this new business. And to give you an idea of who he is, for the past 30 odd years, he's been working as an employee for another business. And he's getting to that age in his life where he wants to do something else. He kind of wants to do something through retirement that will also generate an income, something that he will enjoy, and something that he won't spend a lot of time with. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of what the type of client he is. And so him being in his business, being at this trade show was really the official launch of his business. And my marketing company had helped him put that business together, see what it is, what the wheels are on it. We built software for it, did marketing pieces for it, and then I was consulting with him too. All right, so about this trade show. This trade show is smack dab in the middle of Amish country in Michiana, the Michigan-Indiana border. And this trade show is very popular in the community. It happens once every year, and it's a woodworking and tool auction. So that should give you the idea of the demographic and the type of people that are there. And this is who his business will be. This is his target market and target demographic. And at this event, there were lots of vendors. So his booth was one of many rooms, large rooms and rows. The exact count, I would say there was definitely over 100 vendors. And I didn't even get to see the whole thing because I was in his booth having a great time the whole time. All right, so a little more. So we're kind of painting the picture of what's going on, or we're setting the foundation of this story. Kind of leading up to this event, this launch. The client was very anxious, and again, it was his first show. It was the official launch of his business, even though his website's online. This is him really stepping out and saying, "Hey, we are in business. Come and get it." And so he was very anxious, and he had a lot of energy, and he had lots of ideas. And we worked with him. We business cards, brochures, banners, and at his booth he had examples of the product. There was a presentation. We had demos. We even had coupons for first-time customers, clients, and so we got all the materials ready and everything, and to the point where it was finally asking the question, just days, even hours before this event was about to occur. The question he proposed was, all right, we've got everything. Now, how are we going to get attention? And so this is really where this story now begins, is how are we going to get attention to the booth at this event? Because there's a lot of other booths all trying to get the attention of all the people that are there. There are, tools, woodworking. It was very much the right place for the right market. And he didn't want to be caught up and lost in the noise and be the same as all the others. And he had a great idea. What he wanted to do was have a donut giveaway, because everyone loves donuts. Donuts are always popular. And the donuts he wanted to give away were from a company that's kind of regionally known. It's well known. And so he thought that the awareness of everyone for the donut company would get attention to him. And yes, it did. It definitely did. Because we did do that idea. But the funny thing is, so many people thought his booth was the company that made the donuts. And so he got a lot of compliments about the donuts he made, which was funny thinking back about it. Anyways, yes. So, but that's not how we ultimately got attention. That did get attention, but it wasn't the primary way we got attention to the booth and to his business. And again, he wanted to stand out. He wanted to be appealing, and he wanted to be known. He wanted this for his business. And so I just proposed to him, why don't we present a question to passerbys? A question related to the product, to the industry, and get their answer. And so he started thinking of questions and everything, and all of them were making too much sense. And so I proposed, no, don't ask a question that has any context. Ask them a question that will stop them in their tracks and make them think. And he said, well, what are you thinking? What do you have in mind? I said, well, now before I give you the question of what that is. His product, I wanted it to be related to the product. And the product was drawers, these wooden drawers that have many different options because they're custom drawers. And so the question that I wanted to ask was round or square. And it was the funniest thing. For 2 days straight, I said, that's the question we're going to ask. And there's no context to it, round or square. It's either one or the other. And we were taking tallies. The idea was to take tallies of what people chose, round or square. And he thought it was crazy. I guess the words he used was that sounds so dorky. That's so dorky of an idea. And I said, just watch what this does to people. And so we're there. The show started at 10 a.m. on Friday. And I had this dry erase board, and I'll put a picture of it in the post on the website so you can see it. It basically had this dry erase board, vertical, with a line right down the middle. And on one side it said round, on the other side it said square, and it basically asked round or square. No context given beyond that. What I would give to people is the opportunity to choose one or the other. And so we started, and it immediately took hold of the audience. As people walked by, I would simply ask them round or square and point at the dry erase board, ready to take their answer. And instead of getting a straight answer right away of either round or square, they would stand there, look at the dry erase board, look back at me, look back at the dry erase board, and immediately ask questions because I gave them no context. They would start asking, well, round or square what? What am I asking? What's this for? And instead of giving an answer, I said, you can give it any meaning and you don't even have to tell me. I just want to know your answer. And so they would proceed to stand there longer until they were there well over a minute, even past 2 minutes, until they would finally give me an answer. And at this point, by the time I got their answer, there were literally 10 to 15 more people standing around waiting to hear his answer and figure out why I was asking this. And to their dissatisfaction, I would not tell them why, or at least I didn't tell them often. And what was occurring is there was a large group forming in front of the booth. And it had the effect of where there's a group, more people are going to show up to figure out what's going on. And it worked so well, to the point where I would finally give them some type of context to move the crowd along. I would actually, we did have the donut giveaway, and I would have to get people to go sign up for the donuts just to get them out of the way, to get more people in to try to ask them the question or to give them the opportunity to answer. And it didn't matter. We had lots of adults, lots of kids. It was just this fun activity that completely disrupted the passerbys and made them ignore all of the other booths and what else was going on at the event, just to figure out what was this round or square question and why should I choose one side or the other. And everyone had their own reason, and it was hilarious. We had people, mostly men, would come by and they would choose round and they would grab their belly and say, because I'm round. And others were, well, I'm not round, so I must be square, but I don't want to be square because square's boring. And it was really this deep thinking on and concept on what does this mean? Why should I choose round or why should I choose square? And people were so caught up in it, and it was a lot of fun. And so what it is, and why I'm telling this story is because when you can disrupt, when you can be so unique and so different in an area where everything is the same, then people are going to be naturally drawn to you. And even though this business, my client's business, had competitors for the same type of product, not necessarily the service. That's what made him unique. But for the product, he had way more people at his booth, looking at his booth, spending time at that booth with me, that they began to see his booth and look at what it was there, ask questions about the products, about the service, who he was, what the business was. And an amazing things happened. While there was this bottleneck, people basically dropped what they were doing and spent time with him, because this question that created so much buzz. It kept people moving in and out of his booth on our time, not their own. As people came through, we literally had to start giving out appointments because we could not handle as many people as we had stopping at the booth, to the point where I finally stopped asking so we could definitely get people out and in and out of the booth to talk to the business owner. All right. So yes, it was a ton of fun. And the result of it was the business owner, this was his first launch, and he made a ton of new contacts at the event. Business relationships, other business types, because he's a business to business company, and there were a lot of other businesses out there who stopped by, found out more about his service, and were attracted to it after we finally got their attention. So yeah, he created lots of relationships. He got a lot of business referrals of people ready to or wanting to find out more so that they could start using his products and services. And the great thing is, he actually had sales. He walked away with sales for a business to business product right there at the booth, because we had so much volume of people coming through. So yeah, for his event, he was very, very pleased with the activity that he had. It was a 2-day event, and actually on the second day, because we had so much attention on the first day, we had people coming back to the booth wanting to do round or square, and I was not drawing them in anymore. They had just heard about it from the day before, or they even saw the dry erase board and wanted to answer it, even without me provoking them. So after that event, my client had no doubt in his business. If he had doubt before, because he had done very, very few business transactions before this launch, after it, he had no doubt in his business and the demand for it. So it was a great event. It really boosted his confidence in what he's trying to create. And I think after that day, he has seen the light and will definitely be able to continue to grow that business in the way that he wants to, at the rate that he wants to, because he got the attention. So, all right, to recap what the story and everything, this is about doing something that disrupts in your marketing, proposing something that is completely different, completely unique compared to what else is out there in order to get attention. And the way we did it in the story is we picked something that was related to the product. Ours was round or square because he had these drawers. Now, okay, you've listened this long. I'll tell you why we used round or square for the drawers. Now, the drawers aren't, circular or square. Yes, I mean, they're drawers, so they're rectangular. But the point of it is, did you like that story? I hope you did. You probably thought I was going to give you the answer. Well, too bad. Well, tell you what. If you go to chrisrissy.com and subscribe, I might just send you the answer. So make sure you go do that. And if you want to be part of the discussion on episode 8, head over to chrisrissy.com/EP8, and down in the comments section, post your question, give some feedback, and just come. Let's talk. Let's talk about disruptive marketing. Okay, that is the end of this episode. It is final, complete. And as always, be the experience, master your business, and I'll talk to you next time.
You just listened to the Chris Rissy Podcast. Get past podcast episodes and more.
Visit chrisrissy.com.
Be the experience.
Master your business.